Now listen, if you're out there struggling with a thyroid problem, this video is for you because there is a nutrient that is critical for thyroid function. It's never mentioned, extremely important, and if you are struggling with thyroid problems, today is going to be your lucky day. I want you to stick with me because at the end of this video, I'm going to basically give you an offer to actually get this figured out and once and for all actually get what could be a key component missing from your thyroid health, fix that issue. Okay? So we understand that there's several things that can play a role in the thyroid. As far as nutrients, iodine is extremely important. We're aware of that. Another one, which I mentioned on a previous video, is iron and stored iron, which is called ferritin. But another really important vitamin for your thyroid is vitamin D. Okay? Vitamin D has so many functions in the body, but in terms of the thyroid, I'm going to go through these with you today and why it's critical that you get your vitamin D levels optimal. Now, before I talk about the function of vitamin D, I want to talk about how much vitamin D you actually need. You may have actually had this measured before. Many of us have. When you are looking at your vitamin D levels, the kind of reference range that traditional medicine uses, they can say you can go as low as 36, and then they say it's upwards of around 100. It's kind of what you're shooting for, okay? This is too low. If you have a thyroid problem and you're at 38 and your doctor says, well, your vitamin D looks fine. Well, first of all, they're not even really thinking about how vitamin D affects the thyroid, which we're going to get into. But second of all, that's just too low. The optimal range for vitamin D needs to be 50 minimum. And again, it can go up to around 100. We don't want to go too high. But most of you, that's not the issue. Most of you, you're too low. And if you haven't had it tested, you need to get it tested. And it needs to be at this level. But let's talk about why. It's important to understand why this is important, why this actually plays a role in your thyroid. So number one, in terms of what vitamin D does, it is a very powerful immune system modulator, meaning that it calms down the immune system. For example, recently we have all dealt with the global pandemic known as COVID. When we get COVID, for many of us, our immune systems ramp up this huge fight against COVID to take it on. Like any other virus, it can be really challenging for some of us, to the point where the immune system is just constantly revved up. We call this long haul COVID. If you are low in vitamin D, your immune system does not have the ability to put on the brakes. It's just constantly spinning its wheels over and over and over and over and over, unable to overcome COVID. Vitamin D helps with that. Incredibly important. Vitamin D is a key immune system component. Why is that important for your thyroid? Well, if your immune system, for the example of COVID, if your immune system is just cranked up, going on and on and on and on and on, eventually this overreaction, it's like the immune system is not just attacking COVID, it's attacking everything in its path, like a tornado. It can't discriminate between a house and a car or whatever. It just wiping everything out in its path. That's what the immune system does. And eventually that can start to affect your thyroid. Your thyroid is very susceptible to an overreactive immune system. Whether that means that the autoimmune condition is a sluggish thyroid, which is Hashimoto's, or a hyperreactive thyroid, which is Graves' disease. Either way, your immune system is triggering your thyroid by attacking it, creating an imbalance and an autoimmune response. Vitamin D helps keep all of that from happening. Okay? Vitamin D. That's number one. Okay? Number two, vitamin D lowers TSH. Okay? So in terms of a vitamin D deficiency, if you're low in vitamin D, you're 38, your doc says you're fine. This allows this thing called TSH, which is the communication of the brain to the thyroid. The brain tells the thyroid via TSH to get its butt in gear. Make some more T4. Make some more T3. Do your job. If that's going up, sometimes that's just a reflection of the fact that vitamin D is too low. Vitamin D keeps this TSH communication in balance, calms down that response, and can prevent this overproduction of TSH, which can lead to thyroid problems. We don't want that to be too high. We want this to be a normal communication. Vitamin D lowers that TSH, okay? Huge for your thyroid. And if you don't know that, or you're not having, you're in this traditional medicine range, but not in the optimal range, you could have a misfunctioning thyroid just because of low vitamin D, all right? And the last thing is, in the body, from time to time we get inflammation from infections or poor diet, stress, too much alcohol, toxins in our water, whatever the case may be. This can lead to an inflammatory response in the body. And this inflammation, vitamin D lowers inflammatory cytokines. Not to get too into the weeds with what cytokines are, this is basically the molecules of pain, the molecules of inflammation that we create. And so aspirin treats cytokines. It lowers those cytokines, thereby reducing pain and fever. These cytokines also are lowered by vitamin D. This is like the brakes of the inflammatory cycle, which is why vitamin D is so important for the thyroid, because as I said earlier, when you have a ramped up immune system, but you also have ramped up inflammation, that also can affect the thyroid. The thyroid gland is very, very sensitive. It's one of the more sensitive glands in our body to infection, to our hyperreactive immune system, to increased inflammation. And so vitamin D keeps those down and thus keeps your thyroid from being damaged. It's almost like it's a shield against inflammation for the thyroid. Huge, okay? So in this case, you need to make sure you're getting your blood tested properly. Now, on several of my videos prior to this, we've talked about multiple things that you should be looking for on blood work that are not addressed. Either they're not tested with traditional medicine, or the ranges that they look at are wide enough that you're in their range, you're totally fine. You have all these markers, everything looks fine, patient A. And in this case, patient A, you're not fine. You don't feel fine. Your thyroid is thrown off. You've got fatigue, dry skin, can't sleep, or sleep too much. You've got your hair falling out. All of these things are indications something is wrong. This is why. You got to make sure your blood is being tested properly. So, here is my offer to you. This is what we do in our office. Take advantage by using or signing up for, a free call, a 30-minute call. We want to speak with you, hear what's going on, figure out if this is a good fit for what is actually going on with you, answer any questions you might have. But this is finally an opportunity to get with a doctor who's going to do the things that you need to do to get down to the bottom of why your thyroid isn't working properly. Vitamin D is just a component of that. We can help you do that. So take advantage. There's a link at the bottom of the screen. There's also a description, or a link, in the description of this video. Sign up for that free call. It'll cost you nothing. Get your questions answered and finally start to get this thyroid issue under control. You may also think, well, gosh, I don't know where this doctor is. I'm in Chicago. We have patients from all over the place. We're in the southeast part of the country. Doesn't matter. We do telehealth visits. If you need something, we can do it over the internet. Not a problem doing online visits. So don't worry about that. The most important thing is this. Finally taking a stand against what you have been told previously, which is inaccurate or just incomplete. Traditional medicine is doing their part. Let functional medicine finally do our part in getting down to the root cause of why your thyroid is not working properly. Is vitamin D part of it? Is iodine part of it? Is iron part of it? Is it your diet? Is it toxins? Is it the adrenals? Is it stress? We need to get down to the bottom of this. We can help you do so. Finally, stop suffering. Get signed up today. We look forward to talking with you.